Soy, the final frontier. I am Comrade Britain.
And I am Space Pocket Pat. These are the voyages of the starship USS Boot Scoot Boogie, our ongoing mission.
To explore old episodes, both cringe and based, and to boldly go
Beyond all gendered norms. Soy Trek the podcast is here. One half vegan, one half queer. 100% communist, unless we have a less leftist guest. Patrick and Britain. We're talking, joking, farting and shitting all about Star Trek. Like our buttholes, the show is wrecked. Soy Trek the podcast is here. So listen to Soy Trek right in your ears.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Wolf Pack.
It's the Wolf Pack now.
With the two sons of Wolfman Jack. Now you hear? I'm Wolfman James, and this here,
I'm Wolfman Larry.
all right, Larry. Oh, Lawrence, as I call him, because he's my brother.
That's right, Wolfman Lawrence Olivier.
Yep. What?
That's my full name.
Dad gave you a strange name for a white boy.
He most certainly did, but then again, I'm a Wolfman.
We a Wolfman, you know what I'm
We's
saying?
a Wolfman. Wolfmans.
Wolf people.
Wolf people.
Wolf people. I'm not a wolf man,
That's
really.
true.
I'm wolf person.
We are
James.
We are wolf-bodied people.
Wolf. Yes. Wolf-souled, wolf-bodied, wolf man at the full moon. Ow, ow, ow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Hello, Patrick.
Hello, Britt.
How are you?
I'm good.
Cool. We talk way too much about Wolfman Jack on this program.
Yeah.
For like a figure that like no one ever no one of our generation knows who Wolfman Jack is.
No, they have zero idea.
No.
Like the most recent depiction of him I've seen in recent memory, it has to be like the Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, the Weird Al movie. He was Wolfman Jack. He was played by Jack Black.
Jack Black,
who actually did a pretty great Wolfman Jack.
He did a pretty good Wolfman Jack.
I enjoyed that scene, except for the guy who played Pee Wee Herman, who was so dog shit awful it destroyed the scene.
Was that Yorma?
I don't know who it was.
Tycoon, yeah.
It was awful. It was the worst depiction of Pee Wee I've ever seen in my life. It made me uncomfortable. It was so bad.
Yeah, I think that was Yorma Tycoon from The Lonely Island.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he did a terrible job.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed of his performance.
Be ashamed.
Yeah. I like how you just you're carrying a painter's tool in your hand.
Yeah, it feels like a blade.
Yeah, it does actually. So that's what I use. It's like the best thing to take bubbles out of stickers.
Yeah, we use them. We'll use something similar. Kind of, it's a bit smaller. Doesn't have a handle like this, but like use it at work. All the assembly people do when they put the stickers on the units.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great.
They go, yeah, it's really quick. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that's a smooth action.
That's a smooth action.
It's amazing, like how proficient I've got making stickers. I still hate making stickers.
Yeah.
Making stickers, making pins, bane of my existence.
Yeah.
I got all the pins out at once. I should have done all the stickers at once, but that would have taken like a year, especially with the speed of the printer. So I'm just kind of doing those as I go with the merch.
Hells yeah.
Yeah. You know what I love doing? Making T-shirts.
Making T-shirts.
Easy money.
Easy
money.
Yeah, you got that really nice T-shirt thing.
Heat press.
Yeah, T-shirt press.
Yeah, and then I've got
makes it fun to do.
All my stuff well organized here, so I can find all of my blanks easily. And
hells yeah.
I just be making tons of fucking shit, man. I still need to take this bunch I made today down to the post office.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what's going on with you?
Living life.
Yeah,
one day at a time.
Our friend has just arrived in town.
Yes.
The Star Trek stripper.
Yes.
Also known as Lucy Blue Skies, who you might know online.
Yeah.
We repost their stuff a lot.
Good meme account.
Great meme account at the Star Trek Stripper. Yeah, and they're scouting for a place to do another iteration of Slut Trek.
Yes.
Which is their burlesque show that we helped sponsor back in October of last year, I think. Is that about right?
I think so.
Or was it?
I think it was March. Wasn't it?
March? I don't even know. Oh no, was it that? Wow, I don't even know, man. Cool. But it's the idea is a Star Trek burlesque show. So sexy people getting mostly naked.
Yeah.
Doing bits and scenes about Star Trek, which is fucking way cool.
It's very cool.
And I want to say that they said they wanted to kind of shoot for more of a Borg theme one.
Ooh.
Which I love the idea of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love the Borg.
Yeah. We do love the Borg, don't we, folks?
Yeah. Yeah. Getting that Borgie on.
Getting that Borgie on, baby. That is a t-shirt that you could have bought, but you can no longer buy. Welcome to the Borgie.
Thanks, Paramount.
Yeah, Paramount. I like to paramount you and ride you like a dog, baby. You don't ride a dog. I don't know why I said ride you like a dog. I was just thinking doggy style. I was thinking sticking my penis in Paramount's mountainous butt.
There are some like smaller primates and gnomes and fairy folk that do use dogs as steeds.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. You ever seen
Just
those?
in case.
Seen those pictures of like a capuchin monkey, kind of like has like a little cowboy outfit on, riding a dog.
I have seen that. I've seen videos of that, and that makes me monkey riding a dog is my favorite genre of video. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you want to cheer me up, no matter like how down I'm feeling, you show me a monkey riding a dog, and I'm gonna laugh because that's like objectively hilarious.
Yeah.
As long as the dog and the monkey are both cool with it.
Yeah,
like,
they seem like they're chill.
Yeah, they seem like they're like, hey, okay.
Yeah, they're both getting something out of it.
Yeah. Monkey gets to ride a dog. Dog gets to be ridden by a monkey.
Yeah. God, I wish we had that. I wish that like sort of like symbiotic relationship actually existed naturally more in nature. You know, like you could like if like we were just like walking through the woods and then we would just see like a monkey riding a dog, and that's like they weren't trained to do that. It's just what they do.
Yeah, no, it's mutually advantageous to them for some reason. Maybe that's how they hunt, like, or go foraging for berries together.
I feel like monkeys then would probably be like higher on the food chain. I think that would be like the start of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, if monkeys domesticated dogs themselves.
Yeah,
they would weaponize dogs against us.
They would definitely weaponize dogs.
Yeah, they'd figure out how to communicate with dogs better and like raise a dog army.
That's true. Like we have that barrier where
they
like
would eat us in our sleep, baby.
Yeah, like our higher minds almost separate us from the natural world. But whereas a monkey, like it can just like it has that sort of more primal understanding and connection with the dog, so they could form. It would be basically like the Na'vi riding one of their steeds. Like the monkey and the dog could connect their tails and be one.
Oh, I like this idea. Yeah, and be one because that's like their central balance point for both of them.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so it is like a chakra, man.
Wow.
The tail is a chakra, dog.
The tail is the chakra. Dog.
Oh, and that's the thing. We need to extend our chakra because we lost the tail, man.
We did, and that's why we can't connect to a dog the same way a monkey can.
Yeah, man. This is new age talk.
Yeah, this is new age.
We're talking about vitamins. We're talking about minerals.
We're talking about ghosts in your bones.
Have you ever been haunted skeletally?
Several times. I was walking the other day. My ankle started acting up.
Oh no!
Turns out there was a Civil War general in there. He was mad. And it was not one from the north. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh no!
He was putting some bad vibes in my ankle. It was vibrating through my toes. I could not walk properly.
Did he make your ankle racist?
A little bit.
Oh no.
I had to seek out a holistic exorcism. Like we burned sage, we burned rosemary, We reminded him that the South indeed lost. The Confederate flag exists today, not as a symbol of their success and wins,
But of Dukes of Hazzard.
of Dukes of Hazzard. After showing him some Dukes of Hazzard episodes and burning the sage, he freely left on his own volition. My ankle was free once again.
Good to know.
Good to know. But yeah,
We'll take that with us on our blessed day today.
yeah, just you have to remind yourself that when doing a holistic exorcism, you have to get inside the mind. You have to put yourself in the place of the phantom that's inhabiting your bones.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you cannot properly exorcise that demon.
God. What cure, if any, do you think there is to a bone haunting?
What cure?
What cure? Is there a cure? Is there just a treatment?
There's just treatment. Like
Just
long
treatment.
as once a ghost first inhabits your bones, those bones are open for continual habitation by spirits from the nether realms.
My, oh my.
So you'll have to subscribe to several holistic essential oils. I'm part of an MLM currently. I am more than welcome to bring people down my downstream.
Is that Marxist-Leninism, Maoism?
Yes, it is.
Okay, an MLM. Good to know.
Yes,
Good to know.
yes. Just that's what it means if you ask. But I am part. Like it's not a pyramid scheme. I call it a triangle trick. But if you go on my downstream and buy the essential oils from me directly, it will help you with your ghost bones.
Triangles are the most powerful shape.
They are.
And they have brought so much to my existence and to my chakras.
Into your chakras.
To my chakras.
You have to worship all the chakras.
You have to. Or they're not going to worship you back.
No.
Yeah.
Geometric shapes are the great holistic shapes that guide our existence.
Absolutely.
At least I think that makes sense.
In the words of the legendary band Kiss.
Lick it up.
Yeah, look it up. So go to our Patreon. Patreon.com/dumbidiotbs.
Yeah.
It's patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. You get episodes early. You get them, I don't know, in better quality. You get them, I don't know. You get to vote on what episodes we do, and that's what episode we're doing this week.
Yeah.
Is one y'all voted on called it's The Next Generation, episode 17 of season 5, The Outcast.
Yeah. They've been picking all the good episodes.
Yeah, they've been picking the controversial episodes and the good ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
Yeah. I love this episode.
Yeah, this episode fucks. Not gonna lie. So this one first aired on March 16th, 1992. I got too relaxed there for some. After doing the relaxed guy impression, I was just
It's
like,
very contagious.
yeah, I know. It's like maybe it's good for me, but I don't want that energy in my life. No, I know. We got to keep up the energy for the people here.
Woo, yeah.
Yeah, let me snort that Red Bull. Do it.
I'm going to do some Adderall.
I already did Adderall today. I have the time released one. So
Oh, hells yeah.
hell yeah. So this episode first aired on the 16th of March, 1992. It's the 116th episode of TNG and the 224th episode of Star Trek overall.
Oh, wow.
The Outcast was written by Jerry Taylor, who you probably know as the Next Generation Season 7 showrunner. Also the Voyager showrunner for the first 4 seasons. So she's like legendary in Star Trek. One of the big like 5 people creatively that really shaped Star Trek as a whole in the 90s. Next we have this one's directed by Robert Shearer. Shearer, pretty legendary Star Trek director, has directed 13 episodes overall, including 11 of TNG, including Measure of a Man, Legacy, True Q, Chain of Command Part 1, and Inheritance. and also an episode of DS9 and 2 episodes of Voyager.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He's directed a lot of the good episodes.
Absolutely. So we open on a captain's log from Captain Picard. Captain's log, stardate 45614.6. We have been contacted by an androgynous race called the Janai.
It's kind of funny that he opens it up. That's his qualifier.
Yeah. He's like, we've been talking to this gay dude.
Yeah. Talking to the gayest dude I've ever met in my life.
So we've been contacted by an androgynous race called the Janai to investigate the mysterious disappearance of one of their shuttlecraft. We go to the bridge of the Enterprise, and Data announces that they're reaching the coordinates, and the shuttle is nowhere to be found. Scans find no shuttle, no debris, and it's simply gone. They're picking up a neutrino emission with no visible source, and they launch a probe to investigate, but a few moments later, it too vanishes without a trace.
Yeah.
Boom, gone, magic.
Magic.
And Data's like,
Abracadabra.
Ta-da! This is my new magic trick, Captain. What the fuck, Data?
Watch me put it in my space pocket. It just disappears. Data, stop putting things in your space pocket. Data discovers his asshole.
He calls it lore.
Yeah, it's lore. Because it's the dark side of Data.
It's the brown side.
Brown side.
Do you think Data's butthole's brown?
No.
You think it's white and like perfect?
I think it's like an off-white.
Okay, so it's more like a beige.
Yeah, kind of eggshell.
Eggshell.
Yeah.
Sea sail, you might say. You know.
Yeah.
I'll get some color swaths for you, and I'll show you next time.
Yeah, I'll just go like, give me all the whites. Let me just like.
Oh, you're gonna be painting a house? A room? Have you ever watched Star Trek?
Oh, you're gonna color coordinate Data's butthole, aren't
No,
you?
yeah, yes.
Yeah. Well, get in line.
There's it's a rooftop section that says Data's butthole line.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of dudes in their 40s.
Yeah, in their 40s.
Wearing flannel.
All holding the color palettes.
Yeah.
But it's got almost, and they're all wearing like kind of like trench coats and sunglasses and big hats.
Yeah. So we get the opening credits at 1:40 here. Pretty immediate.
Yeah.
Very, very fast cold opening.
Yeah. It's just like, yep, we got this androgynous race and we got a space pocket.
Yeah. Something's disappeared.
Something disappeared.
So we come back to another captain's log. There's like 3 or 4 captain's logs in this episode, which is a lot for an episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Patrick Stewart doesn't have a lot to do in this episode.
That's true.
It's mostly a Riker episode.
It definitely is a Riker episode.
Yeah, he does have basically one scene towards the end. But
yeah, he has a scene with Riker. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So another captain's log. Captain's log supplemental. The sudden disappearance of our probe suggests that we may have found the first instance of what's called null space, an anomaly which until now has been only theoretical. Commander Riker has been working around the clock with a team of Janai specialists to formalize this hypothesis. There's a pocket of null space pocket, that's discovered in the system, which until now has been considered only theoretical. Believing the missing shuttle to be trapped inside the pocket, Riker and Soren of Janai devise a rescue plan. And it's like, when they see each other, it's on sight.
Yeah.
They eye fucking.
Riker's just like, oh, hells yes.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what this is, but I want its holes.
He's just like, looks like it's a Riker episode. That would be funny if Riker is semi-aware that he's in a TV show.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, you're giving me something to fuck.
Yeah, and
It's
he
a
just
Riker
looks over to the
episode.
camera, gives a wink.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryder.
I know what you're here to see. By God, Riker's going to deliver.
Soren insists on being involved in the rescue mission as Soren is a good pilot, good flyer. Riker replies that he is also a good pilot and suggests they team up and they go to the shuttle bay aboard the Enterprise D to review the shuttle Magellan systems. Riker's horniness for them is palpable.
Yes.
He is ready.
He is. He does do a lot of like very overt flirting in this episode.
He
It's really
does.
funny.
And it's like, he wants that they them pussy.
He do.
He needs to experience it.
Yes.
It's like, I wonder what the holes are like without a gender. I need to know. It's very important and special to me.
Yeah, when he hears about the husk, he's just like, a husk.
Excuse me? Like, can you stick things in? You can.
I'm listening.
Okay. But you're saying it's a moist husk. I don't even know how that would work, but
Yeah. All the talk of the husk. I wanted to see the husk.
yeah. Working closely with the Enterprise crew, and Riker in particular, Soren reveals himself to be curious about the differences between males and females. In 10 Forward,
And is also like wondering if like does Soren bring this up with meeting, because like since they're warp capable species, does Soren bring this up with every like species they meet?
I don't know. They're definitely like,
It
like,
goes into that. Yeah, they already are kind of like curious, like, and but yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, I mean, as a warp capable species, you probably meet like those species all the time, but
right.
it is interesting. Like,
I mean, most species that we see are like humanoid and do have male and female.
yeah. Which I do feel like this episode, yeah, like explores something that I think would be more common once we become spacefaring species and start meeting other species. Like, they won't have that sort of like binary that we have.
Right.
Like, it'll definitely be more complex. Or
Yeah, that'd be
like
awesome
this.
if we met an alien that has like 17 different genders.
Yeah.
And they were all like very difficult to explain.
Yeah. It'd be completely beyond our comprehension, but culturally and
Or 17 different sexes, rather.
yeah, 17 different sexes. And but to like, yeah, because like we kind of almost like come into like, yeah, different kinds of like procreation in Star Trek a lot. Like the people who like procreate with like they use dead bodies to grow a new person. But
Yeah, I also have tried to
you've also,
create a new body with a dead being,
but this specifically like also refers to just solely to their to gender and sex as like I feel that's more interesting. It should be explored more within Star Trek.
yeah, and they kind of did it in Discovery. I mean, they did the gray and no, gosh, I forgot their name.
Yeah, same.
I
know you're talking about
Adira.
Adir. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that I don't love that storyline. Those characters, I don't know, they're fine.
Yeah.
But like the stories they give them kind of suck.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's whatever. After season 2 of Strange New Worlds, I'm like, of
Discovery.
Of Discovery, I was like, yeah. And I've watched season 3. I haven't watched season 4 yet. I started on it, but I haven't watched through it. I've heard mixed things. A lot of people. There's like 2 types of people who've watched just all of Discovery. People who say it gets progressively better up through the end of season 4, and people who say it gets progressively worse from season 1. I am the latter.
Yeah, I think, I watched season 4 and I'm like, I could have taken it or leaving it. Like, I was kind of like, didn't feel like I was watching anything, honestly. I just felt that it was just happening.
Yeah.
I didn't connect to anything, like, because like you look at an episode like this where it is just so story driven. It's very slow moving. Like, the scenes, there's very little action.
It's kind of a soap opera episode.
Yeah, very soap, and like it's like it's mostly, every scene's mostly just Riker and Soren discussing like their culture's sexuality, and in a very curious and just like exploratory way. Yeah, where it just feels just 2 people having that conversation that's very interesting. and it captivates you. It holds your attention. Like I was like the entire time I was watching, I was like, God, I love this Star Trek, because you're watching like an exploration, like and really when they talk, obviously they're talking about ourselves, real life, but you have this like to an alien talking with like a spaceman about this, and it's just fun to follow along, and you just have this like fascinating story and just like drama between two people, and then where it's like as you said, season 4 is just like special effects, things exploding. I'm just like, it just washes over me. My brain doesn't even like absorb it as
whereas like I don't know, like this. I remember several specific conversations from this episode, and it's been like maybe a couple years since I've watched this episode, but like I still remember like where they were and like the beats of the episode. And like
memorable lines, like tell me about your genitals.
Tell me about your genitals, and then the one thing about like how like. Who leads when you dance, and then it's like the taller of the two partners, and I was like, hell yeah. And Riker's like, hell yeah, tall boys are top boys.
Tall boys,
beat me down, baby.
I'm gonna lead every single dance, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what he meant by dancing. It's like who tops.
Who tops.
So at the end of their conversation, Krite arrives, and Krite's obviously evil. And Soren decides to leave. Suddenly, more formal, as they bid Riker goodnight. So as soon as Krite arrives, they're like, "Oh, well, it was nice to meet you, Commander Riker. Bye-bye." They're so horny for him.
Oh yeah. The first kind of hints also like any discussion of gender is a forbidden topic within their society. Just like have to be talk in hushed whispers about it.
And maybe we should have a conversation about like how should we gender this person in this episode. Should we call Soren she, because until she was put on trial she wanted to be a she. She, her, as far as I know. I mean, they didn't have an explicit conversation about pronouns, but
and they don't really go into like you don't actually get to see the actual deprogramming that Soren unfortunately goes through at the end.
Right.
But like, so it's hard to say whether they was it something like an invasive like sort of like brainwashing. Or was it like did they just they kind of leave that open, like did they just talk to Soren? Just like because it's almost like the inverse of what we have, where we have like the we had the gay deprogramming camps and the United States and stuff, where it's kind of like where they force you to be straight, where they kind of just like under
they force you to hide yourself. And,
they force you to hide yourself.
If you are gay, they try to make you asexual, basically.
Yeah, they basically do it under threat of violence and just like and brainwashing. And so it's like hard to so it is kind of like the inverse, but they don't really go into what they actually did to Soren at the end to make them
true. But we'll get to that. Next we have a third captain's log already in the episode.
Damn.
Captain's log supplemental. Commander Riker and the Janai pilot, Soren, have set out to chart the null space pocket. If they are successful, we can proceed with the rescue attempt. What do you think that space pocket do?
Oh, we all know what that space pocket do.
Oh, you think it's wet and gushy? You think it's mushy-nushy?
I think so.
You think it's mushy-nushy? I have you on record saying it's mushy-nushy.
Yeah, you can quote me on that.
I will. I'll play it back. So, Riker and Soren began charting the null pocket, space pocket. While working, Soren bluntly asks about human sexual organs and acts. It's like, what's your dick do? And Riker's like, what? Ain't no one ever said it like that.
Riker's like, this typically isn't normal conversation.
Excuse me?
It made Riker blush.
Riker uncomfortable for the first time in fucking history.
Yeah.
Man who's never uncomfortable explains the process And Soren describes the process for the Janai, describing it as less risky. While Riker comments it seems to be less enjoyable. Damn, Riker, you got him.
Also, Riker doesn't know. Riker doesn't know.
Yeah. He don't know what that they them pussy do.
But he curious.
He curious.
Yeah. Once Soren talks about the husks. Ooh.
He can't get enough of the husk, baby. So Soren
I can
just,
imagine like a bird's nest for some reason.
it's like a bird's. Imagine a fleshy bird's nest you can fuck.
Yeah.
And you can just curl your dick up in it, and Riker's like, "Keep going, I'm almost finished.
Keep going.
Keep going, I'm almost finished."
Keep going. I'm almost finished.
So Soren disagrees with this, as the mating process is a long process, replete with variety and invention. She assures Riker it is quite enjoyable. Soren then recounts the Janai history of evolving from a male-female divide, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the shuttle's engine is damaged, and they retreat back to the Enterprise together.
Yeah, and this is where Soren's hitting the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soren's hitting the head all right. Riker's head.
Oh.
With her tongue. The head of his penis.
I
Is
mean,
what I'm
hitting the
talking
head
about.
like they just went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Gonna hit the head.
Soren is taken to sickbay to recover. While there, she strikes up a conversation with Dr. Crusher about the sexes. Crusher tells Soren that men and women are considered equals. Riker arrives and asks if Soren can continue, and Crusher agrees, but tells her to return to sickbay if she starts to exhibit any symptoms. What do you think she means by symptoms?
Dizziness.
Dizziness. Lightheadedness.
Lightheadedness.
Yeah.
It's very much with concussions.
Yeah.
Wanting to get on Riker's bones.
Yeah. That's a symptom of being a humanoid
Yeah,
being,
that's true.
I think. So, meanwhile, over at a poker game, Worf is bothered by the genderless Janai, and he just goes like full on transphobe here.
And he's also very misogynistic too. Where he's like, 2s, 1s, and 6s wild. That's a woman's game.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he's like,
yeah. Because he's like, like a warrior's game or a man's game does not have wild cards.
Yeah, and and Beverly's like, I just told a genderless person from from another race that we are enlightened, that the sexes are equal, and now here you are, Worf.
Yeah, Worf is Worf fucking sucks all over. I mean, he kind of has a redemption later, but it's only because he's like, bros help bros out.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
it wasn't real.
Yeah, it wasn't like I actually agree with anything.
Yeah. Worf didn't empathize with Soren.
No,
at all.
He did not give a fuck.
Worf was just like, I hear you're about to go on an ass-kicking adventure. I want to come too.
Yeah.
He's just like, I don't want to be left out.
He definitely didn't.
Thank you for helping me go save my twink, Worf. I don't care about that.
Yeah, no, just bros gotta help in a fight. You know?
Bros gotta help in a fight.
You need someone there in a fight. I'm there for your fight, dog.
Yeah,
that's all I want to do. That's why I joined Starfleet. They said they had fights. I'm not seeing many fights.
Now all I do is like I fucking like watch jazz all day.
Yeah.
Play poker.
Yeah, this sucks.
This sucks.
This is like what firemen do.
Yeah. Yeah.
When's the chili cook off?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Worf is a transphobe here, and fuck Worf.
But I mean, Worf does later. Fuck Worf.
Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf. Fuck Worf.
Yeah. He doesn't end up marrying Trans Worm though.
He does, and so fuck Worf and TNG, I guess.
Yeah.
People change, and he does have a big redemption arc.
Yeah, Worf really becomes like a better character in.
He does become a Hobie.
Yeah.
Definitely becomes a homie, and I think Jadzia Dax is a huge part of that.
Yeah.
All credit to Jadzia. So, on a shuttle, Soren reveals to Riker that the Janai consider it a criminal perversion for the Janai to identify as either male or female, but Soren admits to having secretly identified as female since childhood, and having had relationships in secret with those who identify as males. She's a super straight.
Yeah.
She's a super straight.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking it's funny that this does seem like, every right winger is like paranoid nightmare fantasy, where it's just like, yes, our children are being brainwashed and prosecuted if they decide to be straight.
Yeah, this is what Daily Wire tells you is happening in schools.
Yes.
And this is unfortunately, I think, why a lot of homeschooling is happening now.
Yeah.
I mean, homeschooling has always happened with, the weird kid.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's not their fault that they're weird kids. It's their parents' fault that they like socially isolate them in order to give them what they think is an education, which is oftentimes not really a great education.
No.
I mean, if there's good curriculums now to where you can do good online homeschooling, but it like actually requires like buy-in from both a parent and a kid.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like, they just buy them a curriculum from like a right-wing grift.
Yeah.
There
is this, there is a sort of test they take, but it's just like, and especially now it's like becoming more popular choice for people who are like totally driven by ideology and this belief that schools have become, where they're just transing all the kids.
They are transing the kids. Yeah. All of the schools.
All of the schools.
That's part of our agenda.
Yes.
The trans agenda. To queer the schools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just like, just paranoid insanity. Just mostly just used to try to further defund our public education to a point where it'll just be completely non-existent to a certain point. I mean, it'll exist in some capacity, but it's just mostly be charter schools, so it'd be another thing you have to pay for.
Yeah, that's if Bill Gates gets his way.
Yeah.
Look up Bill Gates and his connection to charter schools, because it's really fucked up. Bill Gates does a lot of fucked up shit that people don't really know about.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's one reason why people like him and Bezos like really invest in like media. Mm-hmm. It's like I feel because like
to whitewash their image. Like if you fund NPR, if you give them like $3 million, every liberal will think you're a saint. Yeah.
And you can see that like where before he like started investing in media enterprises, like everyone fucking hated Bill Gates. Like there's that famous clip of him getting pied in the face and freaking out.
That was cool.
It was very cool. And
whoever did that, based.
Yeah.
Based as fuck.
Yeah, if you're still
I'm not sure about that. It could be a really bad person, but that action,
based as fuck.
Gets the soy Trek approval.
Hell yeah.
But you can kind of see that, like, where it's because people hated that motherfucker. He was a piece of shit. He fucking ruined. He's like he destroyed like any sort of like technological like utopia we could have had with like any sort of like free sharing software and everything else.
Yeah.
And he just put a stop to that. Now he's just like, now if you ask people about Bill Gates, they'll be like, I mean, now it's like kind of like there's been kind of like
it depends on who you talk to, because like every right wingers hate him.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons.
Vaccinations.
Yeah, the vaccinations. A lot of people on the left hate him.
Yeah.
Liberals still love him.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can go we can in Seattle. You can literally walk by like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Oh yeah, you can graffiti it if you want.
You can graffiti it, and
you can write something like. Bill Gates is friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
But if you go outside, there's just like all these statues of like food bags that he supposedly provided to Africa and stuff. And
cool.
So it's just like kind of just like out there in the open. You just walk by, and it'll be like, oh, that Bill Gates is a humanitarian.
Yeah. It's weird. All the same places that he funds are like still impoverished.
Yeah, that's very strange. Yeah. And they're also very rich in the mineral and minerals he needs to build computers.
Yeah, it's weird how like the places that seem to be doing the best economically and growing the most are the places that are aligning with China. Mm-hmm. Weird.
Very strange.
Very strange. Wonder why that would happen. And people are saying like, China is just like being predatory towards them. Oh, and America's not.
Yeah, obviously they're offering them a better deal.
Yeah, or like better infrastructure, better technology
Yeah.
for like less, than we're charging. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yep. End of Empire, brother. How do you feel about it? We should learn Chinese. Start Soy Trek in Chinese.
Oh yeah. We'll learn. And we'll just have to learn like spare us presidency.
Yeah.
We will.
President Xi, pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty cool. A lot cooler than Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Genocide Joe.
Yeah, like fucking Joe Biden hasn't made a single cool city ever. No, Xi, tons of cool cities.
Tons of cool cities.
Tons of fucking cool cities.
Trains.
So many trains. Public transportation. My motherfucker.
Every time I'm in traffic, I'm just like, I wish I was on a motherfucking train right now.
Yeah. Speeding
safely to my location instead of having to be stuck in this motherfucking goddamn traffic.
Yeah. I can't keep my my gun in my glove box because I would blow my brains out. Yeah. You feel me.
I feel you.
So on the shuttlecraft, Soren reveals to Riker that the Janai consider it criminal to identify as male or female, but admits to having identified as female since she was child. Soren says she finds Riker attractive and is interested in starting a relationship with him.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, which is taking it a little fast.
Yeah.
A little fast, but he's kind of into it.
But also it's like, I mean, that could be how Soren's culture is.
Yeah.
They're just very
kind of autistic coded, which is cool.
A little bit autistic coded. They're just like, you know what? Like, I like everything you got there, Riker.
Would you like to have a relationship?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, does it mean getting some of that they them pussy? And she's like, I just told you it's a she her pussy. And he's like, that's what I meant.
That's what I meant. He's like, all right.
And she's like, it's actually an enormous dick. And just pulls out the sloppiest meat hog he's ever seen. He's like, Daddy likes salami.
Yeah, Riker doesn't give a fuck.
He's like, a pepperoni.
He's just like, brave new worlds, baby.
Where no man has gone before.
Yeah.
So Geordi LaForge approves the shuttle's launch, and they had
very rare Geordi beard.
That's true, which he was allowed to grow for his wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
there's I guess only 3 episodes with a Geordi beard.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wild.
And he looks great with it.
He does, but apparently Rick Berman didn't want him to have it because Rick Berman's a cuck.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like we can't have 2 guys with beards on this.
I think if they both look good with beards, yeah, you definitely can. Who cares?
Yeah, they both look great with beards.
Why not? They're both male character. Like it's the future. Anyone can have a beard if they want. Yeah. And someone deciding to suddenly have a beard, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Who cares? We're not gonna. He's incredibly recognizable. He's the guy with the giant visor on.
Yeah.
Like we're not gonna be like, wait, is that Riker or Geordi?
Yeah.
I can't tell because of the beard.
And they're different.
He's a black man with a visor on.
They're both wearing different colored uniforms.
Right. Like he's Riker's like a foot straight taller than him. Like, come on.
I will say Geordi is also wearing like one of the bad uniforms, like that
he
has
is
like
with the zipper in the back. Yeah,
the really
it's
bad
really
zipper.
cheap looking. Yeah.
I was like, by season 5, why do they still have that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I was bad because like I feel like he'd since been out of those. Like I wonder why they brought it back for this one scene.
I don't know.
I thought it was very weird.
Maybe they didn't have anything else that fit him, or it was in the cleaners or something.
Yeah,
so
could
they're just
be.
like, use 2 seasons ago's uniform.
I did hear like all the uniforms did stink really bad.
Oh, I bet they did.
Because like they're like.
Let's describe what we think each person's uniform smelled like at the end of season 7.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for Picard first.
Well, I'm gonna guess like they just smelled like gym bags, like really old, like. If you ever left like gym clothes in a bag,
James clothing,
huh? Yeah, James clothing. If you left James clothing in a bag, And then you take them out. That bag's still gonna stink like this. Those James clothes and
James clothing.
Jim's clothing.
James clothing.
And I bet it just smelled like smelled like an old gym locker room. That's what I'm gonna guess.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they did. I'm sure some people smelled better than others. I'm sure Marina Sirtis's.
I feel after 7 years,
Marina Sirtis's probably smelled the best because she only wore it for the fucking Chain of Command episodes.
That's true. Yeah, and then she's like, "Well, I get rid of this.
I'll get back at the purple."
I'm wondering also if maybe they reuse like another person's like the one was it Nurse Dakota? Is that her name? You know, Beverly's nurse or other fellow doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wonder if they just use another person's blue uniform. We're just like, here,
No.
You're the same size. Wear this.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure there's a lot of that because I mean they couldn't even afford a new uniform for Riker on Generations.
And that is so insane.
That is insane. Like on a multi-million-dollar production, they couldn't get one guy his own custom costume. One of the stars.
You think like also especially for a movie, they would just all new uniforms across the board.
Yeah.
Like brand spanking new uniforms. You wouldn't even have to reuse any of the ones from the TV shows.
Yeah, you want to show off like in a movie like your budget, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's wild. I wonder where all the budget went.
That scene of the Enterprise crashing into that planet.
Yeah, probably.
Paying Malcolm McDowell.
Yep. Malcolm McDowell probably took a big chunk of that. It was big back in the 90s, baby.
Yeah. Tank Girl.
That's it. Tank Girl, yeah. So Geordie LaForge, with a beard, approves the shuttle's launch, and they head out, noting they have a short time before the shuttle is completely drained of energy by the null pocket. Space pocket. Fortunately, they find the Taurus Mern and the life signs aboard it, but the two crew members are unconscious. This is the shuttle they were looking for in the beginning.
Which also blows me away. Like, you think with this pocket in space where, you know, it just drains your energy, there should be like a million different ships in there from like hundreds of years.
True, there probably should be.
Or also like space debris of some kind, like a meteorite or anything that's flying through space with some velocity.
Do you think it only preys on things with like energy though?
It could be. That's why I was thinking, like, why there wouldn't be also other spaceships in there.
Yeah.
It's like they go in and it's like only one other ship. Yeah, very, 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 very interesting. I wish it appeared more in more episodes.
Yeah, you want more space pocket episodes. What I'm saying.
Yeah, but really, it was just like the problem they had to deal with while dealing with this other thing. Yeah. Like the gender problem or gender thing is more important than the space pocket.
Are you sure?
Yeah, are you sure? I mean, the space pocket does seem pretty dangerous. It doesn't seem like a cool science thing. You think like afterwards, like they probably have to set up like a space station right in front of it. Probably have scientists going in and out of it.
I'm sure they would. Yeah. Because if it's something anomalous enough to where they have to make an episode of TNG about it, they probably study it some more. So, where were we here? So, after a brief fight with power drains, they successfully beam the two people from the Taurus Mern into the shuttle, then to sickbay. Crusher says they should be all right and orders Dixolin, which you know what that should do. Yeah, it's fentanyl. It's fentanyl. Krite immediately thanks Riker and invites them all to the planet that evening to celebrate with them. At the celebration, Riker takes a moment to sit at a bench outside to breathe, and Soren meets him, ready to go. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
She ripping, she roaring, she wet, and she whoring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they do like they share like a little bit of coded speech there. It's like, would you like this planet has many different kinds of plants.
He's like, yeah, like your pussy lips. Fuck.
He's like, I've always had an interest in exobiology.
Yeah, the exobiology line is amazing.
It is like the horniest delivery.
It is.
Like, no one could say, and also no one can deliver that line in a sexy way other than Jonathan Frakes.
Jonathan Frakes is so good at it. He's just got that like commanding thing.
And he sounds like, yeah, he definitely is just like, yeah, like I am like this. I'm saying this in the horniest way possible, and you are picking up what I'm putting down.
Yes.
But if you heard anyone else say like I'm interested in X biology, trying to do it in a sexy way, they'd be like, ooh,
Yeah.
instantly get creeped out.
I'm interested in exobiology.
Yeah, credit to Jonathan Frakes.
No,
being
he's
amazing.
sexy as fucking here.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
His dick is hard. It's tucked up in his pants. He's trying not to jizz a little.
And you see her. She's just like, yeah, that's good. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at the plants.
Yep, plants.
Plants.
Soren asks Riker if he would like to look at the plant life, and he would. Riker smiles at her and says that he would, as he has always been interested in exobotany. While strolling through the forest, Soren notes some of the plants to Riker. But then, a romantic mood strikes him.
Yeah.
Riker
Like, we know why
gently
we're
pulls
both here,
Soren
motherfucker.
close to him and begins to kiss her. Mm-hmm. It's pretty gay.
Yeah.
Pretty gay.
Which, I think have we talked about yet about how originally Jonathan Frakes wanted a male
Yeah.
actor in this one?
Jonathan Frakes requested a male actor.
Yeah.
Which is, and said that it was sad that they were too afraid not to cast a male in the role. Because it would have said a lot more.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just like everyone involved in the production was too scared. It was one person in particular, Rick Berman,
Yeah.
scared of thinking like, yeah, a male on male kiss would be unpalatable. Mm-hmm. Even though like it would be interesting, yeah, to have like a cis male actor playing like a person that wants to be says they identify as a woman. Mm-hmm. That would have been. I think that probably would have been like too revolutionary. For 1992, and like almost.
Oh man, Riker likes girl dick, doesn't he? Riker want that sissy dick. Riker want that girl dick.
But yeah, but imagining that being actually played by a cis male actor, I think it would have really elevated this material even more, and kind of just like brought in like just.
It would have said something about trans culture and gay culture, I think, at that time.
Yeah, and it was in this episode. It was saying a lot about trans culture very early, but it's like it's very very fascinating.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
Yeah.
So after this, we have maybe my favorite scene in the episode. It's the poly discussion.
Yeah.
So Riker goes to discuss the forming of his relationship with Soren with Troy.
And she's also doing something very weird that's not that doesn't come up in the rest of the episode at all.
What was that?
She's like looking at the box that her mom sent her of her dad.
Oh, right.
I was like, where is this going? But she's just like, it's just giving her something to be doing in her quarters. She's like looking through a box of her dad's old stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that's interesting.
It was all dildos.
It was all dildos.
All dildos, all the way down.
Yeah, it was just vintage pornography.
Uh-huh.
But like, it was interesting that she had all this interesting stuff out from this box, and that she's playing with like an old teddy bear. And I'm just like, oh, what's going on here? But it's just doesn't come up again at all.
It's like F plot.
Yes, F plot. Just like they're just like, well, what's Deanna going to be doing in a room? Like she could have just been sitting there, just like reading a book, but instead they gave her this interesting thing to do, this interesting visual
that
thing
I want to know more about.
And it's just kind of just like, no, actually Riker's here to talk about his new girlfriend.
This is literally all she does after work. She's had this box for 11 years.
Yeah.
She has this weird fixation on it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's just something that she does every day at 5 o'clock.
She's just a weird hot girl.
Yeah.
So Troy puts Riker's fears aside of losing their friendship, telling him that will never change. And this is some real poly shit right here.
Yeah.
This is actually a really sweet conversation between the two of them.
It was like, this is another excellent character moment in this, and just building on their year. At this point it has to be like decades long for them almost.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's got to be because
also they knew each other beforehand,
right? Exactly.
So it's like this is like building on like their like this thing, and it's a sweet moment because and you get, and also I think Mira Nacertis plays it very well because you can kind of sense like there's a little bit of hurt in her voice when she's told about
she's like
Riker's
no, not my dick.
yeah like just like, but it's a very subtle way. It's excellent, and she's just like, you know, kind of like has a little bit of hurt because like when Riker's telling her about his like, you know, 16th girlfriend,
right?
this season, pretty much.
Yeah, she's like, again, Riker.
But it's just like, but yeah, it's just a great little character moment, and just it was like this episode just like pops on all cylinders. Yeah, it's great.
So Riker's pleased and leaves to go see Soren, but instead of Soren, he finds Crate, that motherfucker, in Soren's quarters, who informs him that she's been arrested. And Riker immediately goes to the planet to check it out. He's motherfucking pissed.
Yeah.
Riker ready to fight. This whole episode, he is ready to fuck or ready to fight, and it's a great Riker episode.
Yeah, he was ready to fight their entire judicial system.
Yeah. He was like, he's fucking like taking numbers of the Supreme Court and shit, following people home. Like, you motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking make your face a different face, you dumbass piece of shit.
Time to call in a bomb threat.
Hello. World Trade Center.
Hello, Janai, World Trade Center. I'm working with Janai, George Bush.
Do you think after their 9/11, the Janai still, don't have a gender binary?
Yeah, that's hard to say.
No.
Yeah, I mean, 9/11 brought out bad stuff in everybody.
That's true.
Yeah, it would bring the gender binary back.
Who do you think won 9/11?
Who won 9/11?
Who won 9/11?
Dick Cheney, George Bush.
Yeah.
The entire military industrial complex.
Yeah.
Like
they did win. A couple people in Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the biggest winners there are.
A couple people in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Contractors.
Yeah, we're not talking about the people.
Eric Prince.
This is not the people of Iraq or the people of Afghanistan.
No.
It's military contract.
Yeah. Or like one guy who like was exiled from Iraq who came back to like lead their government.
Yeah.
Those people.
Yeah.
So Riker intrudes on the court proceedings, just fucking kicks the door down.
Yeah, he's ready to just like fist fight that judge.
Yeah, he's like, give me your gavel. Or I brought my own gavel.
What a power move that would be, just like to interrupt a court proceeding
with your own gavel, just
with a gavel
knocking
that's bigger.
On things. Yeah.
Just like, I'm the judge now.
And then the judge keeps on like trying to like get everyone's attention, but you have the bigger gavel and you're standing up and shit, and you're like hitting the fucking bench.
Yeah.
Or table with it.
Shut up, judge.
Yeah. But then you have the bailiff to deal with.
Yeah. But
I could fight most bailiffs, I think.
Yeah,
I don't think they have a gun.
No. All bailiffs I've seen have just been like some old guy.
Yeah.
You could take him.
I could, if any bailiffs are listening to this, fight me.
Fight you.
Yeah. We'll do a fight for charity.
ABAB. All bailiffs
I'll
are
give
bastards.
all the proceedings to probably my medical fund, because there's probably one big ass fucking bailiff out there who can crush me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, man, fuck Soy Trek. I'm gonna take that motherfucker down. Come find me, big bailiff.
Yeah.
I'll fight you.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll get on all fours behind them,
mm-hmm.
and then
I'll push them over.
And then you push them over.
And like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah. And then that's how I'll get them.
Oh, and I'll poke him in the eyes.
Yeah. And that bailiff wouldn't have known it's a tag team. It's a tag team match.
I see you know Three Stooges.
It's a tag team match, motherfucker.
God, I wish there was a tag team that was just the Three Stooges.
That would be
trios
awesome.
team.
Why is that? Was that? I'm guessing it had to be. That had to be like a wrestling persona for a group of three guys.
Maybe.
I mean, we had like the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
That was like a whole bunch of different dudes.
I mean, it was two core dudes who were always with the Dudley Boys, and then three other dudes who were with them at different times.
Yeah, and like ECW and stuff. Like there was like Big Dick Dudley.
Yeah.
And there was Spike Dudley, I think. His name?
Spike Dudley.
Yeah, Spike Dudley.
That guy with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty cool.
Yeah. I just pulled that out of a weird memory hole.
Maybe you should stick your dick in that memory hole.
Ooh.
I bet it's juicy.
I bet that shit juicy.
Riker intrudes on the proceedings, and he's like, "You're out of order," and pleads to Nor, the judge, for Soren's release, saying he forced himself on Soren and acted inappropriately, and everything is his fault. And they're like, "Soren, is this true?" And Soren's like, "No."
Soren's very unhelpful at this point.
Yeah. Soren is tired of living this whole charade and owns up to the act. She makes a plea for acceptance of all those with gender identities, saying that no one is hurt or affected anybody, and that they are all like everyone else and just want to be accepted for who they are. Nor allows her to speak, but with blank expression, not giving any sort of opinion whatsoever. We find that the tribunal, incapable of having an open mind, sentences Soren to receive treatment the following day. Treatment. What do you think treatment is?
Treatment.
I think it's definitely like some sort of torture, brainwashing. Yeah.
Yeah, probably genital mutilation.
Yeah, but it does. But as I was saying, like you don't see it, so it leaves it up to interpretation.
It really does.
Do they reason with Soren, or do they torture and brainwash Soren?
Right.
Because like also it's like Soren doesn't give any indication.
Do they make them watch enough MMA to where they're no longer trans?
Yeah. It's like kind of like there's like a baseline. Like they're like, okay, they get like where they are on that spectrum, and they're like, and based on that they give them like gendered stuff to until it goes. They see like the little like lever going until it's the middle.
So, Riker asks the tribunal for permission to give Soren asylum aboard the Enterprise in lieu of treatment, saying that they never have to see her ever again. But the request?
Denied.
As the Janai see Soren's condition as a simple sickness they have an obligation to cure.
Would Riker have to appeal to like some authority to get to grant Soren asylum, or could
Soren would have to like apply for asylum themselves to the Federation?
Because also like there was that episode where another episode where Riker bangs his way into trouble, like the one we watched with the tube hands,
right.
Like because then they end up giving asylum to that one scientist who invented their warp drive, but she just like goes along with him. Like she's like, I don't fit in here.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you think like Soren could also just be like, beam me away, I hate this place, especially since they're another warp capable species. Like I feel like at that point it's like, people can leave or do whatever they want.
Indeed. Back on the Enterprise, we finally have a Picard scene, and this is like his only time we see him in this episode. Which, it's interesting. Like some of the best episodes, I think, are the ones with like the least captain, which is kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, and because I like how there's enough characters with rich enough backstories. Like you can circle. You don't have to circle back to Picard every episode. You can just be in the background, being stern, giving dad lectures.
So Picard offers to negotiate with Nor and the Janai for Soren's release. He urges Riker not to take matters into his own hands, as he would be violating the Prime Directive if he does, thus putting himself and losing his career at Starfleet at risk. Riker, however, is convinced the Janai's minds are set and any negotiation would be useless. Worf kind of overcomes his prejudice after hearing about these events and offers to help Riker save his girlfriend.
But literally, like we were saying, like Worf just wants to have a fight.
Yeah. Worf doesn't care. He's not like, oh, I see now. Gender is a social construct, and people should be what they want to be. He's like, I don't care if it's a guy or a girl. I just want to punch some dude's face.
And it's funny because you think his job as chief security officer
Would not be breaking the Prime Directive.
we would be like hearing
There would be to hold Riker back and be like, no, that's gonna like not secure us.
having knowledge that one of your commanding officers is about to do a treason, about to do like a crime, and instead he's just like, I'm in.
Yeah.
It's just like, Worf, you're not even doing your job, man.
He just wants to fight, man. That's
He just
it.
wants to fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, well, do I go snitch on Riker to Picard, and Picard keeps him from doing this, and we just calmly put Riker in hold?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I go the route where I get to just go and punch a bunch of unsuspecting people in the face, get to wear my purple ninja outfit?
I'm gonna say the punch in the face.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
like-
on the board.
He's like, I already ironed my purple ninja outfit. Like, I'm going down there.
So that same evening, Riker and Worf go to lead a rescue mission together to save Soren. After a big fight with security guards, they're able to get Soren away. However, they're too late. Soren has already undergone the psychotectic treatment. What do you think psychotectic means?
Yeah, I guess that calling it that. Yeah, that does sound like it's like some sort of
Brain thing.
Yeah, telekinesis.
Yeah, right. Like maybe they have like a mind meld type thing where like, I'm
Yeah.
taking away your gender.
Yeah. Or like like kind of do sort of like a non-invasive lobotomy type thing.
Yeah. So Soren's already undergone the treatment and has no more interest for Riker. I don't understand how you can have no interest in Riker even after a psychotectic treatment.
Yeah.
Like, Riker is daddy. We all know this.
Yeah.
He's like capable of being sexy in ways like we haven't really seen like any other
No.
like leading male actor be sexy since. Let's
No.
be honest. Like we
He said, yeah, like that line, exobotany.
Yeah.
No one can say that line.
No.
And be sexy with it.
no.
No one but Jonathan Frakes.
I think Matt Berry might be able to do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Exobotany.
I'm very interested in exobotany.
Yeah, there you go. Something, yeah.
Something covered in smar. Man, I saw a clip from him from some show where he's like, well, you didn't count on one thing. My pockets, 29 dog shits. Like he's like, yeah, he reaches into his pockets and throws 29 dog poops on these people who have captured him. It's really good.
Cool. So Soren apologizes to reaching out to Riker and explains that her urges were terrible. Or their urges?
Yeah, I guess
I
they're
don't know
back to they them. They got brainwashed by
Yeah.
Big Gay at the public school.
Yeah, fucking. This is why you got to join your school board. We're doing a whole movement here, you see?
Yeah, that would be funny if at the end of the episode, Riker puts a "Make America Great Again" hat. And he's just like, not on my school board.
Or just a super straight hat or something.
Yeah, super straight.
So Soren starts to go back, but Riker makes one last attempt and tries to tell Soren that he loves them.
Wow.
Soren apologizes to Riker and leaves. Damn, son. Damn.
And that's probably the first time Riker's been shut down. Really.
I know. That's the first time. Yeah, that's insane. Like
But what did it
he
take?
has a better batting average than fucking elite baseball, brother.
But what did it take though? It took brainwashing.
It literally took brainwashing in order to get that pussy dried for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sucks, man. And even then, a little lube.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
situation could change.
Situation could change.
Situation could change.
Ding dong.
So, after warning buoys have been deployed around the null space pocket, the Enterprise is prepared to leave the system. Picard asks Riker if all their business with the Janai is finished, and Riker answers without emotion, "Finished, sir."
Yeah.
Picard orders Ensign Gates to take the Enterprise to Warp 6 while Riker steers ahead, forlorn, distraught, sad, and defeated.
Yeah.
He has the greatest blue balls of history here.
And I do like how he's just faced with the inevitability, like he can't do anything to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Like, and just that line where it's like he's just like, you know what, we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing, no more business. And then also, like, Picard said that, like, he's like, I know you're doing ninja shit on that planet. Like,
I know Worf went down with you. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, Worf told on himself.
Yeah. So what do you think of this episode?
I really love this episode. It's great. Yeah. It's the acting, the performances, all top notch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it deals with a subject that's like still relevant, even more relevant now. It's like more. Mm-hmm. It's even like this has more. Probably has more effect on people now than it did in 1999. Probably,
Mm-hmm.
Where like it's not like a topic that was really discussed, and
no.
It was only something that was probably only genuinely felt by actual trans people at that time.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether or not they were out or not, because I'm sure that at that point there was a lot of people just like concealing their truths, and so that's probably a great.
It's the left-handed chart, brother.
Yeah, left-handed.
When they stopped believing that left-handed people were demons, we found out that we had a lot more left-handed people than we thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sure this episode was like, very resounding now, and then, and I'm sure even more now. It's like, it's a great episode. Yeah, I loved all the scenes. Like said, there's like no action. It's just like great, just like moral quandary episode, which we love. I think both of our favorite episodes of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Moral quandary episodes.
Absolutely.
Like something that's kind of like
something that's kind of long. That's like kind of actually low budget. I like the lower budget episodes of Star Trek.
Yeah, like the null space is just a white room.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have to do any real interesting special effects, but we understood. Yeah, that's what null space would look like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and just like and gave everyone the same dumb wig.
Yeah. So I want to talk more about like the production of this episode and the story and like what went into it, because I think that's even more interesting than the episode itself in a lot of ways. So we're going to start out with a quote from Michael Piller, who said, Gene Roddenberry had been barraged by letters and had discussed with us before his death the possibility of having two men hold hands in some scene. However, neither Piller nor Rick Berman felt this was an appropriate way to handle the matter, and Berman said, quote, "We've been spending a lot of time wrestling with all the elements of the requests of the gay community for us to involve a gay character in the show. It got a lot of publicity, both good and bad. We wrestled with a lot of different stories and came up with a very obvious metaphor to the gay community and the intolerances they receive on this planet." So it wasn't even supposed to be a trans allegory. It was supposed to be a gay allegory, according to Rick Berman. Jerry Taylor, who wrote the episode, said, I really wanted to write the episode because partly it would be controversial, and I welcome that. The idea of any drama that is to touch people's feelings and engage them, whether you make them laugh, cry, angry. As long as you stir something in them, then you've been successful, and I know this would touch a lot of buttons and a lot of people. She added, I am not a gay person, but as a woman, I do consider myself in a particular minority. I know what it feels like to be disenfranchised, not in that precise way, and I felt like I had a touchstone to some of the feelings that must be involved.
I do feel that came out, especially during like where like Beverly genuinely believes like they're a have reached like true gender equality in their society, and seen later Worf is saying misogynistic bullshit, just completely out of pocket in front of everyone and doesn't feel there should be any recourse for that, so it's just like, and I do feel like that's something that women experience, just like kind of believing I'm on the same level as this person, and just being like shot down and cut down with rude remarks like that.
Fair. So interestingly enough, there were 2 lines of dialogue that were cut from the final episode airing. Nor explaining to Riker that the Janai are, by all measurements, an enlightened race, and Riker asking, then how is it that Soren has no choice about her sexual orientation? And it's interesting that they cut that out, and I don't know why.
I think because, like as Berman was saying, that he believes this was to be a gay allegory instead of a trans allegory, and so I think like probably implying like that it would be a trans character, but that's probably not how Rick saw it.
Yeah.
Probably saw it as a male character.
Yeah, probably saw it as a male character and probably saw it as a gay allegory. And he's like, oh, this will be good for the gay community. But it's like, and so I kind of wanted to get into that. So after the episode aired, the producers received many letters critical of the installment. Many of these were from social conservatives. However, more objections came from the gay community who believed that the episode was too oblique and didn't go far enough. Yeah. In particular, they noted that homosexuality was not even mentioned.
No, it wasn't.
Which, like, it should have been a Picard moment where he was like, books of the past say of like intolerance towards homosexuality, which today we find laughable or something like that,
Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, for one, Rick Berman is too afraid to put that in there.
Right. They're not afraid to talk about certain things like capitalism or just like like racism, but like they're really afraid to talk about fucking gay people. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, I think, I mean,
you're not going to piss off Trekkies, and the ones you piss off, good.
Yeah, it was 1992, so I think, like, definitely, like, there was very, very low acceptance for gay people, especially, like, after the AIDS epidemic and everything else. There was still, like, negative connotation with the gay community, and so I think, like, Rick Berman was probably definitely afraid, too.
Yeah. Rick Berman was afraid. He's a scared little bitch.
Yeah, to put that.
That's what he is.
Put any sort of direct reference. So, yeah, it definitely had to rely heavily on allegory.
Heavily
on
allegory. In a way that makes it like more woke today, but in a way they didn't mean for it to be at all.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that was like the very true like that, like Soren was supposed to be biologically like a male character, and they tried to keep to say the androgynous, not go into specifics of what kind of genitals or how they really present itself. They're just like, I present as a female.
Yeah. It would have been maybe even better if they just talked about gender without like the sex discussion.
Yeah.
But the episode's still good, and I think has aged incredibly well, but completely on accident.
Yeah, completely on accident. Because I don't think like as you're saying, I don't think they meant it to be a trans allegory. Like I'm sure Rick Berman probably didn't even consider like a trans allegory to be associated with it. Like he just saw it as a gay story, and it turns out to be like now. Yeah, it's definitely a trans allegory for that.
Yeah, and to kind of close it out, Rick Berman recalled, quote, "We thought we had made a very positive statement about sexual prejudice in a distinctly Star Trek way. But we still got letters from those who thought it was just our way of washing our hands of the, quote, homosexual situation." I really don't love that wording.
No.
Yeah.
It's very strange. The situation.
The homosexual situation. Yeah. What is the homosexual situation? Is it the situation from Jersey Shore? Did he end up gay?
Yeah, it's gay situation from Jersey Shore.
Yeah. And then, I just wanted to read this last thing about Jonathan Frakes and his want for the guy in the cast. So he criticized the decision to cast a woman or women in the roles of the Janai, saying, quote, "I don't think they were gutsy enough to take it where they should have. Soren should have been obviously male. We've gotten a lot of male on the episode, but I'm not sure it was as good as it could have been if they were trying to do what they call a gay episode." When advised of Frakes' comments, Brandon Braga mused, "If it would have been a man playing the role, would Frakes have kissed him? I think Jonathan would have, because he's a gutsy guy."
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, so Braga's really just backing that up.
Yeah, Jonathan Frakes, I would have 100%.
He would have so kissed him.
Yeah, Jonathan Frakes, like, he is not afraid, like, of just like fully losing himself in the role. Like he went into the tar of Armus.
Yeah, that was like all printer ink and fucking like in like high C or something like that. It was fiber, I think.
Yeah,
like,
Riker cares
like
about Riker cares about the art. He cares about the performance, and Riker would have made out so hard.
He would have been like, you need a second take? You need a third take? You need a fourth take?
Right? Yeah, I mean...
I'll fucking suck on his beard all day, motherfucker.
And I think... and I think that would have worked both ways to further enforce, like, as their original intention to have it as a gay allegory, but also more so as a trans allegory as well, especially with Soren being like, you know, like saying, like, I identify as a woman. And... But for the, you know, back then they're like, oh, you know, this, you know, Soren saying that he's a bottom, you know, so that's what they, you know, the 1992 read of that line,
right.
But like, you know, obviously it would be a trans affirmation.
Yeah, and so and because of the trans, what was it? The homosexual issue?
Yeah, homosexual
situation. Yeah, the trans situation. I think this episode has like aged pretty well, although like knowing what we do about its production, about what they intended to do and what they failed to do in that, I think it has less impact, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But we now know Jonathan Frakes, motherfucking king. Motherfucking king. That's all we gotta say.
He does a like capital A job in this role, like. And I do wish they did give him a male actor to act against. I think that would have definitely like brought it home. And you could read it either way. Almost.
Yeah, imagine him hitting on a twink.
Yeah,
it's just like it's good. It's good shit.
Him going to beat up a bunch of people to save his twink. That would be amazing.
That would have been so good. And then his twink being like, "Sorry, I'm they them now." He's like, "That's okay.
That's all right."
3 to beam up.
Oh, where's your friends?
4 to beam up? Worf, you can stay. We don't need you.
Yeah, we don't need you anymore, Worf. Like, Worf! Fuck you, Worf. And yeah, and rewatching this also, I did get a lot of like vibes from. I was talking with you about like Ursula K. Le Guin's like The Left Hand of Darkness.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, there was a lot of connections to that, just like having like an genderless species that and how that sort of like how that operates, and you know, and just seeing as choosing one gender to live as permanently being like being uncouth in their culture, just like because like in the book Left Hand of Darkness, they're called perverts to have their genitals out year round. That rocks. I wish society would just call me a pervert and let me do that. Yeah.
Instead, I get put on
the sex offender registry list, baby.
Yeah. You already kind of do. Yeah. Anything else to say about this?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really like the episode. It's aged well. Knowing what I know about the episode, it really kind of degrades it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean...
Fuck Rick Berman.
Fuck Rick Berman. You see... I'm still at the voice. Fuck Rick Berman. Fuck Rick Berman.
And you definitely see that with any sort of episode that really pushes the... any sort of, like, social issue, any sort of, like, hot button social issue. In early Trek, like in TNG and stuff, you could go and read like the show production notes and see like, oh, Rick Berman was opposed
Rick
to this.
Berman made it not as good.
Yeah, Rick. Like I think also like the episode with Lal. There was supposed
Pell.
Lal.
Oh, okay. Data's
daughter.
Okay, Data's daughter.
Like when Lal was looking at human sexuality, like they were supposed to be like a same-sex couple that they looked at, and Rick Berman was like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, and then in Rules of Acquisition, they didn't let fucking Quark fuck the twink.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't let him go gay and then figure out it wasn't gay, which would have been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have.
We want Quark to go gay, folks. I mean, he has with Odo. We know that.
Yeah.
We know that.
It's a little
That's
different.
very implied.
Yeah, very
Very
important.
implied. Yeah, but good episode. Definitely recommend you go watch. I'd give it a solid, 8 out of 10, actually.
Yeah, it's a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think like it's that kind of Trek that you don't really see anymore.
Yeah, slow paced, but has something important to tell you.
Something important to say, just like, and yeah, it's just a whole episode of people talking, and it's fantastic. It's captivating. It makes you think, makes you like
Makes you drink.
Makes you drink. It'll open up sort of.
Makes you stink.
It opens up conversations with people. It's like it's a good episode.
It's good for memes too about the they them pussy baby.
Good, yeah. Like the scene where Soren's like, "Tell me about your genitals." I think has gotten a lot of gotten a lot of memes made out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But he doesn't. He talks about his people's genitals, but she was just like dick pics.
yeah.
And it's like, well, it's a. I mean, the average is approximately 3 inches long. So
that was the wheel.
I'm working with, like 150% of the average, which is way off the bell curve.
Yeah, Soren was just like, no, I want to know about yours specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about your smegma. How does it smell? Give me a whiff. Give me a whiff. Put it on your fingers. Give me a whiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good place to leave it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
We should just do that at any sort of mention of smegma. Or like, that's the end of the episode. That could be the middle of the episode. We're like, all right, and that's the end.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, so thanks for hanging with us, Voyagers. Be well, travel safe, and I'd recommend going and watching The Outcast.
Go watch it. Thanks for checking with us, soy boys, girls, and our beans.
Hang dong and shocker.
Daddy's come home early.
That's terrifying.
Oh no! He brought Grandma with him. She has the paddle. Grandma has the paddle. Grandma has the paddle. Grandma has the paddle. Grandma has the paddle, and we're gonna have fun. Grandma has the paddle. Grandma has the paddle. Grandma's in Seattle, and she's gonna have fun. Grandma has the paddle. Grandma's in Seattle. Grandma has the paddle, and she's full of cum.